Welcome. So here's a thought. What if AI didn't just, follow instructions? What if it could actually think, plan, and, well, act on its own?
Yeah, that's a pretty big shift we're talking about.
Exactly. It's moving way beyond simple chatbots. We're looking at truly autonomous systems, ones that make decisions.
hmm
And that brings us to Agentic AI. Lots of people are calling it the next big frontier in artificial intelligence.
It really feels like it is.
So our mission today really is to unpack what Agentic AI actually is. How is it different from the AI, the AI we use every day?
Right. What makes it tick?
Yeah, what are its key characteristics? And maybe most importantly, what kind of impact is it going to have? Because it seems like it could touch everything, from big industries right down to our daily routines.
Absolutely.
Think of this as your shortcut to getting a handle on tech that's, well, it's already starting to reshape things.
It's moving fast.
It really is. Before we dive in, though, just a quick word about our friends at DevTechie. They're super passionate about helping tech folks, professionals, and enthusiasts stay ahead with great resources and insights.
Good stuff over there.
Definitely. You can check them out at www.devtechie.com. Okay, so let's get into it. Agentic AI. Yeah, prepare for some pretty fascinating stuff.
Let's do it.
All right, so starting basic, we hear this term Agentic AI. What are we really talking about here? What's the core idea?
Well, at its heart, agentic AI refers to systems that can independently go after complex goals. And they do this with minimal human oversight once they're set up.
Minimal oversight.
Yeah, and that word agentic, it really points to their ability to act independently, with a clear purpose.
So they have intent.
Kind of like a very capable human colleague, maybe, or a
Okay.
partner. But, and this is key, operating at a scale and speed that's just, well, unprecedented.
So it's not just a fancy term. It really means independence, actual agency.
Precisely. It's a fundamental shift, an evolution in AI. Now, it's often built on powerful generative AI, frequently using large language models, LLMs, as a base.
Right, the tech we're hearing so much about.
Exactly. But the key difference here is pretty profound. Traditional AI, it's often stuck within predefined rules or simple responses. Agentic AI, though, it can genuinely understand complex situations, interpret them.
Understand, not just recognize patterns.
Yes. And then, based on that understanding, it can set its own objectives, reason through really intricate tasks, and crucially keep adapting its decisions and actions as things change. So it's not just following a script, it's figuring out how to reach a goal, even if the path isn't laid out perfectly.
The proactive piece, the problem solving. That sounds huge, a massive leap.
Well, it is.
But I can imagine some people hearing constant adaptation and thinking, well, that sounds unpredictable. How do we build trust in something that's always learning, always changing how it does things?
That's a really important question. And it leads us straight into what defines these systems. There are about 6 key characteristics that help us understand how they work and, build that trust.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, and maybe the most obvious one, is autonomy. This is simply its ability to act on its own, make decisions without needing constant human checks after that initial setup.
So you give it the mission, and then it kind of runs with it.
Pretty much, yeah. And that mission connects to the second point, goal orientation. These systems are specifically built to pursue defined goals.
Not just wander aimlessly.
Right. They can break down big goals into smaller, manageable steps, subtasks, and then just work towards finishing them. They understand what they're trying to achieve, not just how to answer a prompt.
Okay, so it knows the goal. How does it figure out the best paths to get there? What's the thinking process like?
That's reasoning. It's about processing the data it collects, finding insights, looking at different possible actions, and then picking the best one based on things like, efficiency, accuracy, maybe resource use.
So it's weighing options, not just spitting out the first answer.
Exactly. It's evaluating. And that leads directly into adaptability and learning. This is a massive differentiator. These agents learn from what happens, they self-correct, they change their behavior over time.
How do they learn?
Often through advanced methods like reinforcement learning, basically learning by trial and error. It refines its strategies based on, let's call them rewards or penalties for its actions.
So they genuinely improve. They get smarter as they go.
They really do. They don't just execute, they evolve.
Yeah.
Which is, a powerful mix.
Definitely. What else?
Number 5 is perception. This is how they gather data from their environment. It could be through sensors, interacting with APIs, digging into databases, or even from user interactions. They're constantly taking in information, building a picture of their world.
Sensing their surroundings.
Right. And finally, number 6, Execution. The agent takes its decisions and turns them into actual actions. This might mean calling an external tool, talking to another system, or, making something happen in the physical or digital realm.
Okay, that framework helps a lot. Autonomy, goal orientation, reasoning, adaptability, learning, perception, execution.
Yeah.
Got it. So let's use that. How does this fundamentally change things compared to, say, the chatbots we all use now? Because, on the surface, both involve AI communicating.
That's a really good question. And the difference is, well, it's critical. Chatbots fundamentally are reactive.
Reactive.
They
Okay.
follow instructions, they respond to what a user types in. They often work within pretty defined scripts or rule sets.
Like a script reader.
Sort of, yeah. Think of a very efficient customer service rep, but one who can only answer questions from a specific manual. Their learning is usually limited. They need manual updates to get better.
Right.
They're great at repetitive tasks, structured things, basic questions. They react to prompts. And often they don't remember past conversations, or crucially, they can't usually call external tools to do something.
Okay, so that's the chatbot world. But
Yeah.
agentic AI, that's a completely different league then.
Totally. Agentic AI is proactive and autonomous. It acts independently, sets its own goals, makes complex decisions without needing constant human hand-holding.
Proactive, not just reactive.
Exactly. It's capable of genuine autonomous decision-making, weighing different options, choosing the best action. And critically, it keeps adapting through machine learning, learning from every interaction, every outcome.
So it's always getting better on its own.
Yes. It can handle complex workflows with multiple steps, troubleshoot issues that pop up, prioritize tasks. It doesn't just react, it actively works towards a goal and can initiate actions itself.
And the memory part.
Huge difference there, too. It stores past interactions, context, which allows for really personalized experiences. And importantly, it can call external tools, access APIs, grab real-time data.
The real game changer there seems to be less about just doing more and more about shifting who starts the action.
Explain that a bit.
Well, instead of me saying, hey, check the supply chain, the agentic AI might proactively spot a potential problem looming
Ah, I see where you're going.
and then autonomously reroute shipments, maybe even communicate with suppliers and logistics companies itself, all without me asking.
Exactly, that's the leap. From reactive tools to systems that anticipate and act.
Which, theoretically, frees up humans for more strategic thinking, more creative work, right?
Yeah.
Because the AI is handling the whole process end to end.
That's the promise, yeah. Less managing the tool, more partnering with the agent.
Okay, I think you're getting a really clear picture now of how agentic AI is just fundamentally different, a real game changer. And hey, if you're looking for more ways to stay clued in, keep ahead in this super fast-moving tech world, definitely check out devtechie.com.
Great resources there.
Yeah, devechie.com.
All right, so now we know what it is and why it's different.
Yeah.
How does it actually work under the hood?
Right, the mechanics.
Yeah, how does it pull off being so independent and adaptable?
Well, it's really a sophisticated mix of things. Data processing, finding patterns, using rules it's learned. These agents basically maintain an internal model of their environment.
A picture of the world. Kind of, yeah. They use it to predict what might happen next and reason about the potential outcomes of different actions. It's really a continuous cycle, always refining, always updating.
A continuous cycle.
Cool.
Okay, break that down, Course. What are the steps?
Sure. It really starts with perception. The agent is actively gathering data from its environment. Think of it like it's constantly observing.
Taking it all in.
Yep. Then comes reasoning. It processes that data, pulls out insights, and starts figuring out potential decisions based on its goals.
Okay, so it sees, then it thinks.
Yep.
What next?
From those potential choices, it moves into goal setting. It clarifies its objectives based on, the big mission it was given or specific user inputs.
Refines the target.
Exactly. Then decision-making. This is where it looks at all the possible actions and picks the one it thinks is optimal, which leads naturally to execution.
Do the thing.
Right.
Oh.
Translating the decision into a concrete action. Often that involves interacting with those external tools or other systems we talked about.
And then the loop closes.
It does with learning and adaptation. It looks at the outcome. Did it work? Did it not? And it uses that feedback to refine how it makes decisions in the future, to improve its performance over time.
So it's constantly learning from experience.
Correct. It's a self-correcting, constantly improving loop. That's the engine.
And it's this whole iterative cycle that lets agentic AI make its own choices, handle really complex stuff efficiently, and just smoothly adapt when things change.
Precisely.
And we're seeing this already, right? You mentioned autonomous vehicles navigating traffic.
Definitely. Or sophisticated AI trading bots making portfolio decisions faster than any human could.
Or even intelligent customer support systems that do way more than just read FAQs. They're actively troubleshooting.
Yes, those are all examples emerging now.
So what's actually in the toolkit? What technologies make this possible? It sounds like a complex combination.
It really is. Think of it like bringing together a team of specialists. Agentic AI combines multiple types of AI.
Okay, like what?
You've got large language models, the LLMs, for handling the complex reasoning and communication side.
Understanding and talking.
Right. Then you often have specialized planning AI. This helps the agent figure out the sequence of steps needed to reach a goal, like a project manager laying out a plan.
Strategy.
Exactly. Then there's reinforcement learning, which we touched on, for optimizing actions through that trial and error process, getting better with feedback.
Learning on the job.
Yep. And, crucially, robust memory systems. These let the agent remember past interactions, keep track of context, so its decisions are truly informed, not just based on the immediate moment.
So it's got intelligence, planning, learning, and memory. That's quite a package.
It is. But there's one more critical piece. It's not just about having these internal capabilities.
Or else?
They heavily rely on what are called tool use models. This is maybe where it gets really powerful.
Tool use. Like giving the AI hands.
Kind of. These models allow the agent to interact with a huge range of external systems, data sources, APIs, whatever it needs. It gives the AI the ability to actually do things in the digital or sometimes even physical world.
So it's not just thinking, it's equipped to act using external resources.
Exactly. It's an intelligent agent with a potentially massive extendable toolkit, and that's why the potential impact is just, well, almost limitless.
This naturally leads us to applications, because with that kind of capability, the uses must be incredibly diverse.
They really are, across pretty much every industry you can think of.
Let's talk specifics. In enterprise solutions.
We're seeing agentic systems optimizing really complex workflows, helping cut costs, assisting in software design, automating IT tasks, generating code, even providing advanced conversational help internally.
I mean, wow. Assisting with software design. That's next level.
It is. And in customer service, they're going way beyond basic chatbots. They can manage complex inquiries, resolve issues, even proactively spot patterns and problems and initiate fixes.
Proactive service. Okay. What about something like supply chains?
Huge potential there. Agentic AI can analyze vast amounts of data, predict market trends, optimize the entire supply chain, forecast demand, automate logistics, really manage things end to end.
And finance. I imagine the speed is a big factor there.
Absolutely. For financial services, agents analyze real-time market data, perform predictive analytics, execute trades with incredible speed and precision, things humans just can't replicate at that scale.
Healthcare must be another big one.
Transformative potential in healthcare. Monitoring patient data continuously, suggesting adjustments to treatments, giving real-time feedback to doctors, assisting with diagnoses, planning treatments, even speeding up drug discovery.
The potential impact on patient outcomes sounds enormous.
It really does. Then, of course, autonomous vehicles. They fundamentally rely on agentic AI to process all that real-time data from GPS, cameras, sensors to navigate safely and efficiently.
Right, that's a very visible example.
And it's even filtering into our daily lives. Think about web browsing. Agentic AI can take over tedious online tasks, interact with websites for you, execute actions.
Like booking appointments or comparison shopping automatically.
Exactly. We're seeing early versions of this with tools like OpenAI Operator, Perplexity Comet, Dia, things designed to streamline those digital chores. Imagine an agent handling all your online errands while you focus elsewhere.
The sheer breadth of these applications is just staggering, honestly. If you're finding this as mind-bending and exciting as we are, and you want to keep learning about these cutting-edge technologies, devtechie.com is a fantastic place to go deeper.
Definitely worth checking out.
That's devcechie.com. Okay, so pulling back a bit, let's look at the bigger picture here, the overall impact.
Yeah, stepping back is important.
It feels like agentic AI isn't just an upgrade. It's a truly profound evolution, right? Taking AI from being basically reactive tools to becoming autonomous agents making their own decisions.
That's the core shift, yes. And industry analysts are seeing it too. Gartner, for instance, projects that agentic AI could be powering something like 15% of our day-to-day work decisions by 2028.
15%, that's significant.
It is. And they also expect about 33% of enterprise software applications will have some form of agentic AI built in within a similar time frame.
Wow. But it's important to remember, right, that even though they're autonomous,
Hmm.
they still need humans to set the initial goals, the rules of engagement.
Oh, absolutely. That's crucial. While autonomy is defining, they still operate based on the goals and constraints humans provide initially. Responsible development, strong governance, thinking through the ethics. That's all paramount.
Alignment is key.
Vitally important, especially as they become more capable.
But assuming we get that right, the benefits seem huge. More efficiency, obviously, unmatched scalability, faster innovation, really personalized experiences, making complex systems more resilient.
All of that, yes. It's about unlocking new levels of performance.
And maybe shifting the relationship. It's not just AI working for us, but maybe AI partnering with us to tackle things we couldn't even attempt before.
That's a great way to put it, a partnership model.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've journeyed through this fascinating world of agentic AI, tried to get a real handle on its independent nature, its key features, and just how revolutionary it could be across almost every sector.
It's a lot to take in, but incredibly important to understand.
Definitely. But as we wrap up, thinking about this big shift, it does leave you with a larger question, doesn't it?
It certainly does, because, like we said, agentic AI isn't just about automating tasks we already do. It's about enabling entirely new ways of operating, new ways of solving problems,
Right.
which naturally leads to the question for all of us, for you listening. As AI becomes more and more agentic, how do our own roles change? How does our definition of work itself evolve alongside these increasingly capable partners?
That's definitely something to chew on. A really thought-provoking question. We hope this exploration today has given you a solid shortcut, made you feel well-informed about this really critical technology shift.
Hope it was helpful.
Stay tuned for our next session. And until then, keep learning. We'll see you next time.